Well, the subject is project management, and the first chapter which denotes in the project management is project management. So this project management is related to under Mysore University. I'm gonna explain in the project management the first chapter which is covered into project management. Yes. Now I'm gonna explain each and every step very clearly, which is a part of project management. The first topic is introduction of a project. A project is a temporary endeavor having a defined beginning. That means a project is a task or schedule. A project is a work. So defining a temporary beginning should be start with a temporary, that means specified and unique beginning, and at the same time at the end of the date, at the end of the time or session, it should be giving a specific funding and deliverables. So it would be constrained by to meet unique goals and objectives, usually to bring about the beneficial changes. Beneficial changes here is nothing but beneficial advantages, beneficial gains, beneficial returns that would be added a value or intrinsic value to organization. And definition of PM, project management, defined like this. It is the term and discipline of planning, organizing, motivating and controlling resources to achieve a specific goals. As you know well, it is a clearly identified planning, organizing, motivating and controlling resources are nothing but which would be developed, which would be authorized to help the resources in order to implement the project by successing criteria towards the client or service provider. Or project management is the discipline of planning, organizing, securing and managing resources to bring about the successful completion. How to complete a successful project means it should be a clear-cut discipline of planning. It should follow the organizing, securing and managing resources of specific project goals and objectives. And concepts and key terms of project management. Here the first topic which goes under project management is it's further related to concepts. Somehow some of the concepts which are covered under your project management. Let's go through some of the basic terms and concepts or as follows. What are that? The first one, definition of a project, task, resource, schedule, performance risk, scope, estimating project duration and cost. Now the first topic which covers definition of a project management, the first we are going to know about, we are going to let us know the project definition. A project is a process, it is a process of selection. Yes, first you should select and reduction and reduce of the ideas and perspectives which would be involved into a set of clearly defined objectives. I used to always specify in the project management means predefined, that is specified objectives. The beginning values, whatever the beginning action, that should be very specified and predefined in order to achieve the certain objectives and milestones and key success criteria. And evaluated risk should be evaluated. That means risk, what is the risk and how to find your risk, what are the exact controlling process in order to evaluate your risk towards your project. The project definition should include a statement of the business need. A project definition, yes, it's very clearly defined that it should include a statement of the business need. What exactly the business requirement, what exactly the operation requires, and the project seeks the address and the description of the product. Yes, it seeks the address and what address and how to develop, what purpose the project should develop and what purpose, and not only the purpose, and how to reduce the cost, how to control the resources, how to control over expenditure, and how to describe each and every product, whether it is a project, whether it is a service or deliverable business objectives to reach its output. Here we can call it as, in the terms of project, that is fund deliverables, so that is called output. And task, A task is activity. Yes, it is a task. Task should be one of the concept which is which is termed into project management. Here a task is an activity which needs to be accomplished within a defined period of time. So that the task should need to be accomplished within a defined period of time, a specific period of time. The task should be able to be completed, and tasks are generally pieces of work that require efforts. So tasks are generally, it is a division of pieces of work that require efforts and resources and have a concrete outcome or deliverables. Outcome here I used to specify many times, like outcome is nothing but deliverable. Finally, what is the outcome? What is the result? The result is nothing but output. So output will be calculated and called as a, it is said to be deliverables as a term of project management. And tasks take place over a period of time and usually consume resources over a period of time. That if you have any task, you are required to complete the task within a period of time. At the same time, you should utilize the resources, means how best you are going to consume your resources. It specifies your project management in order to get a success of your project. And projects are made up of tasks, sometimes grouped together into work packages. That's what we have discussed, like the project is a pieces of work should be divided into various kinds of sessions. The sessions means various kinds of departments. And task durations can be long. Yes, task that may be, the duration may be extended more than 1 year or more than specified period of time, and short, and there can be huge variations in cost and resource requirements. Obviously, once the task duration is going to be extended, the changes occurs in the huge variations in cost and resource requirements. Resources can be here. The resource also one of the concepts or key terms which specified into project management. And resources can be defined as the personnel resources, that may be personnel resources, equipment resources, material resources, and service required to complete tasks in a project. Personnel or the people. Yes, here if you go for resources under personnel, they are the personnel is who are the personnel. Personnel is nothing but they are the people employed to the organization to work on a project or a task. And coming to the equipment, as you know, that equipment is the machinery. It is a machinery allocated to the project, whether mechanical or electronic or any kind of engineering machines or computers, whatnot. It relates only equipment. And materials or the property. Coming to the materials or the property, that is your assets that may be included in or attached to a deliverable or consumed or expected in performing a task. Materials that may be that like labors materials and overhead materials and direct material, indirect material, like that. They include some of the materials here which include like assemblies, components, parts, fuels and lubricants, raw and processed materials, and small tools and suppliers. And last one, services or areas where labor is expended without producing a tangible commodity. Example, service, accounting services, secretarial services, legal services. But here the services will be provided to the client, that means to the client by the certain amount of pay, certain amount of the money. Only the service can be provided to various kinds of sectors to the clients. And schedule. A schedule is a timeline of events and activities which can be used as an operating timetable. In simple terms, we can call it as schedule is a timetable. It is a timeline of events. And the schedule specifies the timing. It clearly specifies about the timetable, timing and sequence of tasks within a project, as well as the project duration. Timetable is nothing but how long or how short you are able to complete your project with success, and it consists mainly of task dependencies among task duration. Yes, its timeline is nothing but it is equal to your duration, constraints, certain norms, certain conditions, and time oriented project information. Performance risk. Performance risk, how to perform your risk. That means perform in the sense how to overcome your risk. A risk maybe occurs in the form of money matter. Risk may occur to the organization, to your business in the form of wastage resources. So that how to evaluate your risk, how to measure your risk. Performance risk can lead to schedule and cost risk if technological problems increase the duration and cost of the project. So that cost of the project and technological problems may increase. When the situation increases towards your technological problems, then evaluation risk is very vital. It's mandatory to evaluate your performance about your risk, and the methods used for schedule and cost risk analysis are similar for all types of projects, but methods of performance risk analysis can depend more on subject area. There have been some attempts to construct quantitative estimates of performance risk. So that to some extent, some attempts to construct quantitative estimates, that may be qualitative estimates, to evaluate your risk. Scope. The scope of a project is the sum total of all project products and their requirements of features. Sometimes scope is used to refer to the totality of work needed to complete a project. Here the term scope refers what is your objective towards your project management, whether you are going to finish, whether you are in the sense that agreement, the consent will be agreed between two parties. Here one party is called client and remaining one is called service provider. Service provider who provides the service with a certain payment to the client, which offers as a project by the client. So here the scope of a project is to achieve the milestone. That means that may be called as a target. In traditional project management, the tools to describe a project scope are the product breakdown structure. That means work breakdown structure. Work is going to be broken. That means works division of a work. And not only that, and product descriptions. So the primary tool to describe a project scope is the work breakdown structure.